Hey everybody, this is Everything Board Games, and I am your host for today, the Techno Funk Boy. Really appreciate you joining me. We're going to be talking about some tabletop role-playing games today. This is a game from Peterson Games that is known as Skin Deep. This is actually the 6th volume of the Cthulhu Mythos Saga. These adventures can be played in any order, and so not having played the first 5 is not going to make a difference in your particular game. For full disclosure, they did provide me a copy of this game for the purposes of this review. So, if you're not familiar with the Cthulhu Mythos games, Peterson Games have developed a set of rules, both for Pathfinder 2nd Edition and D&D 5th Edition, that brings in the Cthulhu Mythos, which is why they call it that, I'm supposing, into fantasy, fantasy adventure games. So, there is a separate volume that kind of acts as your player handbook to add these rules into your game. They're going to add a lot of the stuff that we like from Call of Cthulhu, like sanity and that sort of thing, as well as the different monsters, different rules, different mythology that's going to add kind of the Lovecraftian feel to your game. So along with that, we have these Cthulhu Mythos sagas that originally come out as serial adventures that ship out once a month. Each one has 4 chapters to them, and each chapter it's supposed to take about a session to complete. Now, from my experience in these, and I think I run something of a shorter session than a lot of people do. Mine typically run about 3 hours. These tend to take a little bit longer, and so I would expect for your game, I would expect each chapter to run 4 or so hours, depending on how focused your team is. Might be less. My team is not always all that focused, so sometimes it runs a little bit longer. But once there's 4 acts completed, they do send out the full volume, which is what this is. This is the complete adventure that's going to take your players from level 1 to level 15. And so the basic premise here is that you have been hired to investigate a set of murders, and murders that are high profile and really need to be solved quickly. Otherwise, there might be some very, very drastic political ramifications. That's, of course, our starting point, and where we go from there is quite literally all over the place, including a separate dimension where our villains reside. The main thrust of this game is these creatures known as the Sand Dwellers. And I do think I have a photo of them here soon. There's our creepy little buggers. So Sand Dwellers are these particularly evil creatures, and they're actually created out of evil. So the way they kind of reproduce is they find people of an evil sort of bent, and then just kind of stoke that flame a little bit to with visions and dreams that will push them along to do more and more evil things, whether it be becoming a serial killer or a politician or something like that. After a while, the monster inside their souls become literally a monster underneath their skin, and they shed their skin and reveal themselves truly as the monsters they've become, which are the sand dwellers. Sand dwellers are also masters of taking on people's personality and literally wearing their skin to disguise themselves. And so this really is a game about trust and about who you can trust, and if people along the way have been replaced by these evil creatures who are trying to bring about quite a bit of destruction and mayhem. The adventures themselves, each chapter has a little bit of a different focus, which I kind of dig. There's a lot of variety here. So you're going to start off with, of course, your murder mystery, but then there's going to be plenty of chapters that are just like pure action, battle scenes, and then there's plenty of chapters that are much more like role play focused, and then there's chapters of more political intrigue, and then we're ultimately going to get to like all out war, where it's going to be more about strategic thinking and and getting troops rallied and into the battle. The variety here is a lot of fun. So as always, kind of in Peterson games, they have just incredibly good art and good settings, which is one of the things that I really like about their games. The setting here is a whole lot of fun. And the art only kind of amplifies that. And so like, as a DM, like, I like to find excuses to show the book, show off the art from the book to the players when at all possible. That just, it really kind of amplifies the feel. The setting here plays a big role of things, and I include the different characters, the different NPCs with that. They add a ton to the gameplay and kind of keep things rolling quite well. I pulled up another image here just to kind of show off some of the art and just kind of the great creepy monsters that this company is just frankly known for. So bottom line of things is I had a lot of fun with this one. I've been able to take a look at a lot, quite a bit of this, of the Cthulhu Mythos stuff, and I like it. I like it a lot. That comes with a caveat, though, because this is going to very, very naturally kind of sit between in the expanse between like a Call of Cthulhu and a Dungeons and Dragons, but this is not Call of Cthulhu in Dungeons and Dragons. This is something in the middle, where it's kind of that Cthulhu mythology within a fantasy adventure world. And so while a lot of these games have some really, really kind of creepy and unsettling stuff going on, that is it's great Lovecraftian stuff. These are fantasy adventures. And so if you're looking for like Call of Cthulhu, go with Call of Cthulhu. If you're looking for for like a Lovecraftian edge into your fantasy role playing, this is what you're looking for. And as such, it's great. Now, I haven't been able to play all of these games, but I've played a couple now, and this one leans more fantasy adventure than even some of the other ones. And so, if that's what your team is looking for, you've come to the right spot. If you're looking for something that's a bit more unsettling, a bit more creepy, the one that I was able to review earlier, Have You Found It, is a King in Yellow story, and that is going to lean more toward the creepy horror wing, still remaining a fantasy adventure, but leaning more in that direction than this one is, which is going to be mostly that's going to be mostly fantasy adventure. There's a definite plot here. Now I know I have a lot of friends that really just want open world games, and I'm gonna pick where I go next type of a thing. This is not for you. All right. There's definitely plot here. Now, the player's choices are going to make long-term impact on the story. And so successes early on, will make things better toward the end. That being said, there is a beginning and there's a middle and there's an end. And even with those failures, you're going to be going still along that sort of plot. And so this is kind of in my wheelhouse, because I like a really good plot and really good NPCs, really good atmosphere and setting to my games. And Peterson games in general provide that exceptionally well. In particular, these Skin Deep, I think, does a great job of that. So if that's what your party is looking for, is remaining in a fantasy adventure, but a little bit of a creepy vibe to it, a little bit of a Lovecraftian setting to it, with a plot that's got some nice twists and turns, a lot of political intrigue, a lot of great NPCs, then this is definitely a recommend for me. Skin Deep, and you will. I'm not going to say that you absolutely need. You can work around not having the Cthulhu Mythos handbook, but it's going to make your life easier, and it is going to add a lot of those elements that is going to help bring that Lovecraftian atmosphere in there, and so that's definitely something to check out as well. Links to all of this stuff is going to be in the description. But otherwise, I really do appreciate you hanging out. Be sure and like and subscribe if you have not already. We're going to have a lot more content about not just tabletop role playing, but board games as well. Of course, here on Everything Board Games. If you're looking for me, I am Technofunk Boy on YouTube as well as Twitch and pretty much all the other places. So look me up and let's hang out. I really do appreciate it as always, and I will see you next time. Thanks.